when it comes to being a father, what does it mean to be a father? Exactly. You know? And that...
To be there when you can, to try your hardest. Anybody else, you have that fucking that wall up. You're like, man, hold on. Is this the right thing to do? Am I supposed to be doing that? You wanna go smoke this blunt before we interview?
we can't.
Be high. Might be the best outcome.
Glad that we can, have...
A moment. Create some art.
Yeah.
I think things happen in divine timing. It's supposed to be organic. Often people are misperceived and misinterpreted and sometimes misunderstood. But really, I think a lot of people don't mean any harm in the ways.
Do you think that most people are misunderstood? Do you think that most people are misunderstood? Or genuinely just unlikable? Because there is a great group of people that is just genuine.
That is very, very, very. They're very unlikable. The people act like they fuck with you, but they can whole time have this hidden hate for you.
That's true.
So that's a very good point. But then sometimes people just don't like when you're too real. Sometimes you fit right in when you just play this stupid dumb role and go with the flow. But then the moment you start letting people know, like, look, man, I'm not as stupid as I look, as I put off, or what you think I am. And then when you start speaking up too much, people get uncomfortable. Like, whoa, he's tripping. But the whole time you ain't tripping. They're just used to you not saying shit about nothing. And so then that can make people now not like you because they thought you were someone else, but whole time you were just playing the role, you know? Like for instance, you date a chick, right? You meet a chick the first time and she thinks you're a type of motherfucker that's gonna just take her shopping and buy shit, right? And then the moment she realizes you're not, now her whole impression and vibe of you is just different. Now she doesn't like you as much. Now she don't want to chill with you as much, and that doesn't really make it misunderstood, I guess. So what do you call that?
So you call that the person who is just genuinely unlikable. Like whatever their values are has made them unlikable. And I don't think that to be real, you have to deny that. I don't think that you have to deny that some people are genuinely unlikable. I think that you should just be honest. Because whenever we get to the point where, the liberal side speaks on things like this, and they're like, everybody needs to be liked. Well, what about the genuinely unlikable?
JRael's doing a podcast?
Yeah, we're about to chop it up.
I need to...
Let me get y'all.
Well, I thought that I could get both.
Oh, is there a blunt right there under you?
So, A'ron Easton,
What's up, bub?
as a father, to be considered a good father isn't based on what you're doing. It's based on how the kid turns out. I presume that's my opinion.
And I like that. And it's crazy because you get called a bad father and kids are 7, 8. They're not even they haven't even become who they're supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? So to be called a bad father because maybe you didn't get them on your weekend, horrible. That's not cool. What makes you a good father is consistency, the time, the activities that you do. And this day and age, people it's all about financial. Oh, he missed 2 child support payments. He's a piece of shit. He's a bad father. He doesn't care. Wait, that doesn't really make sense. How am I being held to that type of standard?
Yeah, I think to be incremental when trying to judge someone on whether they're a good father or not, it doesn't necessarily make sense, because there's no part in life where if you fail one time and succeed 10 times, well, just that the general aspect, the general thought would be he's succeeding at that thing. Even if he fails 10% of the time, but 90% of the time this person is doing exactly what they said they were going to do, then doesn't that deserve some respect? Like, because it's like, if you're a father, you feel me, then just like a mother, you might have little times in life that you fall short of the glory, but nobody's going to bring that up. Like, no, nobody's going to bring that up.
I guess that's just the downside of being a dad. You always get the rough end of the stick. Like, and I've never been the one to like boast and or post about or broadcast how my baby moms feel, or or entertain all the drama that they're trying to put out there just to get a reaction from me. Like, I know what I'm doing. I know how much time I spend with my children. I know what I apply to their lifestyles, to their mindsets, to their habits. I know what I'm trying to accomplish here. And it's like, you're going to hear me go back to this. It just sucks that everything is based around like finances. And then it's really a picture that they paint for themselves. It's like, how are you complaining about and calling yourself a single mom if you're keeping the child away? That's a single mom is when they don't have the option of a father that wants to be there, that when he's not helping, when he's not making child support payments, when he's not getting his children, you know what I'm saying? It's like I said, like, that's just the pros and cons of being the man in the situation, like they say man can just handle a little bit more than, like, I don't know, I guess, like, it's just easier to put it off on us. Like, I don't know, like, a lot of people even know how many children that I have. Some people don't even know I have kids. Like,
well, I didn't, to be clear, I didn't know that you had kids or how many kids you did have. So, I mean, just for the sake of question, like, what's
I have 7 children, dude. I have 5 boys, 2 daughters, like, so, like,
whoa,
yeah, people don't know that. And
you have a small empire.
we do, and we're building the legacy here, and that's the crazy part. I feel like the more and more, like, I get closer to, like, accomplishing what I'm trying to do or getting closer to a goal, the ones that you feel like are supposed to understand are the ones making everything harder. It's like, wait, why is this being so complicated? Like, why are things so complicated? Why this could all be so simple?
Well, I have a personal philosophy that I think you might enjoy for that. So there's a reason I don't feel the sting of that. And it's because my philosophy is, I'm not here to be understood. I'm here to be 3 things: desired, respected, and feared. If I'm those 3 things, I'd rather those 3 things than anything else. If I want to be understood, there's a chance I might not. If I want to be loved, there's a chance I might not. If all of my actions are just to be desired, feared, and respected, well then, all is peace. In here and in here.
And that's where I'm at with it. Like, I guess I've never put it like that, but that's why I'm able to just keep pushing, and I'm still at peace, because one person's opinion of me does not make that who I am.
Exactly. Like, you know who A'ron is, you feel me? You know how hard it was to get where you are now, and you know how hard it is going to be to get to what your final form is in your mind. You already know these things. Like, other people don't live inside you. So I think that that's good that you already have that instilled, that you don't let it get to you.
People often get lost in the perception of others. Like, I could really give a fuck less what people think of me, what they say, how they feel. And I guess that could be a good or a bad thing. But at the end of the day, like, I don't know, man. You'll find yourself stuck somewhere, like, if you just are worried about those type of things. Like, you gotta, that's what people want you to do, is just be just distraught and lost and lost in your thoughts all day long. Like, you gotta keep it pushing. Like, yeah, I don't want to get so touchy, but like, there's shit I go through that I don't really want to, and that I wish I could go about things differently. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to let that hold me back on really still getting where I need to go, because at the end of the day, the plan doesn't change. What's at the end of the tunnel is still going to be at the end of the tunnel. If that means that this path over here has to change and this person over here might have to take a different course, doesn't mean that we still not gonna end up at the, you feel me? Like it might not be going how I thought it was gonna go, where we're straight on this road right here, where there was no bumps, no hills, no curves. But I guarantee you, at the end of this fight, at the end of this race, me and mine will be at the end of that tunnel right there. Everything's gonna still make sense. So like I have to remember, like, their thoughts, their perception. It doesn't end right there with their thoughts. It doesn't end right there with their opinion. It doesn't end right there with that post that they try to make. It doesn't end with the picture they try to paint for the world to be against you. It doesn't end right there. Keep pushing. That's a small thing to a giant. Like, and when you allow those little things to bother you, then that's where you gotta fix. Like, we gotta just keep going. And at the end of the day, the ending result sucks because the only ones that are missing out are the little ones, you know. Mm-hmm. Those are the only ones affected by all the bull crap and by the personal feelings and by all the toxic energy and by all the conniving behavior. Like, nobody really feels that way when you're reacting off of emotions. Like, you don't get nowhere good. And so to go back and forth with someone that's acting off emotions, you'll lose that battle every time. You gotta just keep pushing and have faith in that, knowing what's at the end of that tunnel is for you. And at the end of the day, nobody can keep me away from what's really for me. Like, the plan might not be going how I really thought it was supposed to go, and it might not be going how I wanted it to go, but we still coming out on top at the end of this fight. And that's just all I know, because when you got God first and you have a good heart, good intentions, everything will fall in place. And I'm not saying I'm some holy praying every single day, but I have faith and I know what's what, and that's what keeps me going. Like, I know
that was a lot, you know, a piece of you that I feel most people might not know. You might not have talked about a lot to a lot of people. They could just get to see you when you're in the limelight, you know, when the lights hit, you feel me? Then they see that, but they don't see the other side. Yeah. So I think if I could offer some philosophy, it would be, I agree, the road is hard. You know, when you're doing things that most people don't do, then a lot of times you have to make decisions and take routes that most people wouldn't take. That being said, in order to be the most effective version of yourself, then you first have to establish what you're identifying as. I think most people don't take the time to do this in life. Mm-hmm. So, like, for instance, I brought up that studying thing earlier because when you give it identity, then it's different. Yeah, it might happen miscellaneously, but it's not calculable. If you can't put a number behind it, then it's almost as if it never existed. If you can say, I spent 5 hours on this, and it turned into this amount of success for me in this field, then now it's not haphazard whether or not or how fast success is going to come. Now you can calculate it. Now you can say, okay, well, at 5 hours, I was able to make 30% more profit. So what you're saying is, there's 24 hours in a day. I was able to do that at 5 hours. So if I can double it to 10 hours, and maybe I'm only working 3 days a week, so then maybe if I could double it to 6 days a week, then now I've quadrupled my income, my rate of income, not even just my income, but my rate of income, because now I've calculated, hey, it takes this much time for me to achieve this much, for me to succeed this much. Mm-hmm. So, like, for me, that identity is entrepreneur. Like, sales is my game. Like, I'm real good at sales. Sales, like, I've done a lot in sales. I'm not even gonna go into it. But I've had a lot of opportunities. So, because I know I'm an entrepreneur, sales is a very strong piece of that. That's a very strong attribute to have, very strong tool to have in my belt as an entrepreneur, to study sales. Okay, I've spent so much study hours in sales now that no matter what type of sales it is, I've always been able to turn a profit in the first week. Always. That doesn't matter if it's phone calling, if I'm standing in the middle of a Walmart, if I have t-shirts, if I have what's the name? If I have a sober living home. Like, I've had so many different parts of my life that I've done sales now to understand truthfully what it takes to succeed in sales. So then that means as an entrepreneur, no matter which service I choose, then I can use my main thing in sales. And of course, I'm an artist. Another one of my skills is photography, videography, marketing. If I can generate 1 million views, I can generate 1 million sales. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like when you start putting actual names, titles, setting aside time with specificity, applying that, then that is where it turns, in my eyes, from you being somebody who does something and somebody who's a practitioner of something. They're like, man, I got a couch or something I'm trying to sell. You know what? Maybe I could sell furniture. And then they might make a post. They might check on the post for 5-6 hours, 2 days. But that's not sales. They ain't hit up nobody that they know. They didn't send no text messages out, no phone, like they ain't made no calls to nobody. So what they've actually put in is not even an hour sometimes. A lot of times people haven't even put in barely 5 minutes into doing whatever they're trying to do, but until it's calculated, you don't actually know how much time you're spending.
I guess you got to apply the time. Consistency is key, and that's with everything and anything, to be honest. And you honestly just said a whole bunch there. I almost couldn't keep up. My dude was just spitting some shit.
Well,
I was locked in. I'm trying to be a sponge, you hear me?
In summary, what I was saying is, if you claim to be an entrepreneur, then that means that the things of my life now become business. So I'm not going to be a millionaire. I have to think like a millionaire. I got to learn from millionaires how I got to think like a millionaire. So I have to learn, okay, it's weird that I don't have any tools. Like, if I don't have an iPad, how am I supposed to make presentations? Real life. I just presented to my mechanic offering to be the liaison for creating his POS system. Have I ever been the liaison to creating somebody's POS system? No, but I'm an entrepreneur. So I was like, wait a second, hold up. How much can I charge for this? Okay, so I can charge this for this. I can charge this for this. Here's how I'm going to upsell, and this is how I'm going to close. I was able to come up with that literally in like 20 minutes, made a whole thing. I could show it to you. I made a whole, it's called a pitch deck. I made a whole pitch deck for it, presented it to him. He said he's going to talk to his accountant. Like, because I'm an entrepreneur and I identify as that, I done took so many classes. I done filled so many notebooks with so many notes on how to do it. I done taken so many different sales jobs that it's like.
You have to do that, though, to still be considered and to have that title.
No, exactly. And that's what I'm saying.
Just
do you who
that might not be able to have those opportunities to take those classes and those courses, you can still become what he's trying to say is what I'm saying. Like those dreams and goals are still reachable, even if you're not able to like get the extra help from millionaires. You just have to know how to find that knowledge and still apply it to yourself. Is what I'm saying. Like, there's ways to still go get that knowledge. YouTube is right in front of your face. TikTok is right in front of your face. So don't always use excuses as, well, I didn't know about that seminar. I didn't have an opportunity to get to that seminar. There's still ways. That's all I was trying to say.
Precisely. And that's why I also feel it necessary to preface the fact that I'm not one of the people that had any help. I'm one of the people that consistently asked for help and never got it.
So you found a way.
Exactly. Like, what? I didn't, like, even after I got really good at sales, all of the millionaires that I had personally met never invested in me. They were the people who gave me the lessons to do the things that I was able to do in those markets that I was able to, utilize.
And you're thinking maybe because you met them and based off the circumstances, like, man, maybe they'll be ready to kick that. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And no, the truth is, none of them was willing to help. So keep that in
But
mind.
no, that ain't it. It's not that they're not willing to help.
I mean, they didn't.
They haven't yet. You know what it is? These guys they're like, didn't nobody hand me shit?
That's real.
That's where they're at. So once they start seeing you put that grind in, all of a sudden, because you're already been in the same rooms with them, so it's not like they don't rock with you. They want to see a motherfucker go through that same little hard steps they had to, because didn't nobody hand them no. They had to still do what you did.
That's right. That's real talk. That's real
talk. And in the moment, all of a sudden, you're like, damn, I'm already doing it. Now they're ready to work. You're like, because now you got this little feeling in your heart, like, well, hold on. I done did all this work to get here, but the whole time they're like, but that's what I was waiting for. Now let's do business. You feel me? They want to see if you got it in you to really, because ain't no handouts in this shit.
That's real. That's real. Because, yeah, that's crazy. That's a crazy perspective. I love that. That was so real.
They want to see if you got it in you to keep going without them just going like, it's too easy if the motherfucker just do this.
That's true.
They want to see, all right, is he a swimmer? Is he a shark for real? Or is he about to get ate up out here in this ocean?
Man, yeah, because it's been brutal. Most people will say, well, entrepreneur stuff doesn't come up on my TikTok or my Instagram. Let me educate you real quick. It's an algorithm.
That means that's not what you're looking for.
Exactly. You only have to do this one time. It takes 3 minutes to change your algorithm. If you put hashtag entrepreneur, hashtag sales in to your search bar, then it's gonna pull up sales, and the longer you watch it, then it'll only recommend it. Now you may be scrolling on hashtag sales for 5-10 minutes, and then the next time that you get on your phone, your explore page is gonna change to like half sales. Like it's a big deal. Like if it sees that you're consuming a specific type of content, it becomes your echo chamber.
If all you doing is liking on booties and goddamn bad
man, let's talk about it, because I done seen so many niggas pull up the Instagram to add me, and I'm seeing straight cheeks.
When they go to the Explorer page, I'm like, damn. Ain't not a workout video, not a studio session in sight, just straight models and ass. If I ain't gonna lie, if that's what your algorithm is, I damn near don't even want no parts.
That's crazy. He said if that's all you focused on, you ain't focused on nothing else but cheeks, booty cheeks.
Cause I kill my girl with that every time. And yes, ladies, I'm in a relationship.
Bro, I'm hungry. Yeah, when I saw that food on Red Band's story, I was like, damn.
When he posted, I didn't even see it.
I was blazing on the
I haven't been on social media in like 2 weeks.
Shout out to
no Facebook, no Instagram, no nothing in 2 weeks. Yeah.
Why's that?
Just chilling. I'm just chilling. I'm about to try something new too with this next drop. Like obviously I'm gonna release it digitally, but like I'm not about to be on the internet with it. I'm about to really hit the streets with it and use the and see if I can get it buzzing the same way I normally would, even by not using fucking Facebook to share and doing all this shit. Like I'm about to get out here on footwork and just get to it, street team type of it. The whole way of doing this shit, you know. So I've really just been off the internet because I want to see if I can still do this shit without the internet. You know, that's yeah. So I've been off of it. I'm about to put out a new single. I feel like the ones like I don't want to have to keep posting on my Instagram to keep y'all keeping up. If y'all pay attention to my music, that means you follow me on platforms like Apple Music, Spotify. If you want to hear my music, you're going to be checking for it. So I don't care about those people. I don't really give a fuck to keep posting shit, promoting this and forcing, you know. I mean, like, obviously, I'll have somebody maybe working that shit, but I won't be the one on it. I, like, really don't care to, like, for the internet shit no more. Like, you have to have it because that's how you gain new fans and listeners, but for, like, my own ego and shit, I could care less. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I've realized. Like, it's really all ego shit. The internet is nothing but, like, It can boost your ego. It can kill your ego. It can make you think you're not doing shit. It can make you think you're doing way more than what you're even fucking doing. So let's get back to the real grind and get out here and have to move around, touch the DJ's hands, not just, you feel me? Like if I'll have a team that's still working my social media, but I'm not gonna be going on it.
Yeah, I was about to say, to me, it all boils down to results.
Yeah.
So it's like, the numbers matter when you get results. If you're getting sponsorships, if by posting, like, people are hitting you up to promote their gear and stuff like that.
And I guess all that stuff happens.
If it happens more, though, while you're networking, if you get so good at networking that you're just always closing in person. Like, every time you go to the club, you're closing a deal for something, to promote something, do something.
Mm-hmm.
Then it makes more sense to go out more.
And this is the thing. It works both ways, but I think I'm just tired of... I just want to get back to the real grind of it, you know? Like just street teams, footwork, you know? City to city, just grinding with it. Lets you utilize the internet. I'm going to have a team for that, but like, I want to see if I can really still get this music shit. You don't remember, like, where there's a time when people were artists, but there was no such thing as Instagram and this and that. So I want to test my fan base. I want to test my shit, and I'm going to put only my music out on my website. And I'm going to get out here and footwork it. I'm going to be posting shit on my social media to get, like, I'm going to see where my fan base is really at. I'm going to see where we're at with it. I'm ready to just test it like that. You feel me? Like, I've gotten plenty of streams. I've had people stream it, and I know once I release it, because like I said, I'll still put it on digital platforms. We'll still have people discover it in different ways. But as far as like just me using the internet just to push, then I forget about the footwork, you know? And I'm ready to get back to the footwork. I'm ready to get back to the grind. I think that's what's going to bring back the hunger, the ambitious shit again. You know, that's
Definitely will.
You feel me? That's
because when you're really out there, you feel me, with the rest of the artists, and it's artist for artist, who's the greatest.
Yeah.
That's way different than when you're just working your own brand. Because you're always basically at the top of the totem pole there. But then it's like, when it's artist for artist now, you know, are you going to win? I remember that was a big thing for me, like, when I went out and with one of my homies, and I wanted to do, shout out Teo, we went out to do a competition somewhere. And like, when you go and do a competition, a lot of times they do it by the volume of the crowd, like how loud the crowd screams for you. The smartest people were winning these competitions consistently by just having, it was bringing 10 people.
Yeah, we done that. We done did all that. I'm not really worried about doing like stuff like that either right now. But like, when it's time to perform, we got booking agents. Yeah, you feel me? When it's time to turn up, it's just a phone call away. Right now, I'm just ready to get to the grind. I'm not even ready to just be performing everywhere. I'm ready just to get back to the grind, pushing a single, pushing that motherfucker. And yes, I'm gonna be performing a single, but like, I don't want to just be performing at open mics. Like, this shit just needs to be more strategic, planned out this time around. Like this next go, I ain't put out music, a new song in 2 years. You know what I'm saying? I haven't released no music in 2 years. So, and people know that. The next grind is just going like, they're gonna know, like, damn, he's back at it. That's all. I just want people to see that ambition is coming back. Like damn, this nigga's really back at it. Excuse my language. Damn, he's really back at it. You know, that's where I'm at with it. I feel like the internet, it makes you too relaxed. You're not really living in reality.
That's real.
I'm overstanding that now, and I'm not.